Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream, and I'm going to do our April the 24th just for today in a meditation. The title of the meditation, let me get that screen for you, is 12 Steps of Life. 12 Steps of Life. Through abstinence and through working the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous, our lives have become useful. Now, that comes from our basic text, page 8. Before coming to Narcotics Anonymous, our lives were centered around using. For the most part, we had very little energy left over for jobs, relationships, and other activities. We served only our addiction. The 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous provide a simple way to turn our lives around. We start by staying clean a day at a time. When our energy is no longer channeled into our addiction, we find that we have the energy to pursue other interests. As we grow in recovery, we become able to sustain healthy relationships. We become trustworthy employees. Hobbies and recreation seem more inviting. Through participation in Narcotics Anonymous, we help others. Narcotics Anonymous does not promise us that we will find good jobs, loving relationships, or a fulfilling life. But when we work the 12 steps to the best of our ability, we find that we can become the type of people who are capable of finding employment, sustaining loving relationships, and helping others. We stop serving our disease and begin serving God and others. The 12 steps are the key to transforming our lives. Just for today, I will have the wisdom to use the 12 steps in my life, the courage to grow in my recovery. I will practice my program to become a responsible, productive member of society. Now let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today. Please and thank you. We're talking about being able to live the spiritual principles that we get from the 12 steps on a day-to-day basis. We're talking about having that spiritual awakening that allows us to not be so self concerned, but to be of service to others. But how do we get there? See, to me, this is the question that comes through on this meditation, because clearly in the first paragraph, we can all agree with that. My life was very self serving. When I was actively using, I really wasn't thinking about what other things I can do in life. Yeah, I mean, I was functional because I was actually working full time and, in the financial area, in that sector. I was doing things, but I was doing them half heartedly. I was not committed to them. I was sneaking off to the restroom to get a little sip of my whatever I had, prepared to drink. So I was drinking through the course of the day, popping pills during the course of the day, getting high during the course of the day, and wonder why these people would send me down to employee assistance, right? I can't tell you how many times I have been sent to the employee assistance program. I don't know what's going on with you, young lady, but something is not right. And I need for you to figure it out if you plan to have a job with us. I would go down there so many times. And so many times I could not tell them the truth about my disease of addiction. You know, I thought most of the stuff that I was using was legal. For some people, I just want to put that out there, right? Most of the stuff that I was using was legal or prescribed, right? And so, with that being said, it's kind of hard to convince somebody that something that is legal has now transformed itself into your disease of addiction. But the proof is in the pudding, right? So when I look at the way that I was living, my inability to keep commitments, I'm just at this first paragraph, right? It should have been obvious that I was an addict, but it was not. I mean, I had to be given the gift of desperation before I would realize, oh, I claim I have a higher power, but the higher power clearly are these drugs. And I need to change that. And so then after I stopped using, like I told you before, the first date I stopped using, I showed up at work on time, not only on time, 15, 20 minutes early. And because somebody, the manager of that area, had been praying and made a commitment to her God that whoever showed up first was going to receive the beautiful privilege of a promotion that required that they read the Wall Street Journal every morning, pick it up from the mailbox, read it every morning from cover to cover, and report to her for an hour every morning before she would give instruction to her staff. Now she was really upset about that, believe me. She was upset that here I come. But because she had prayed about it. So the point is that immediately I saw a difference. My first 24 hours of not using, I saw a difference. Right? But I went on to develop a trustworthy relationship, right, with my employer. I became, as it says here, a trustworthy employee. And you know what? I was no longer standing around a burning barrel with a guy named Whiskey, burning wood, right? Passing the bottle. So I would leave work in a suit, go home, throw on what I would call some dungarees. I'm dating myself. For some of you older people, you know what dungarees are, right? Okay. So I would throw on some blue jeans, my rugged night clothes, and go across the street and hang out with the neighbor around around a barrel, a burning barrel of wood, passing the bottle, telling tall tales. Can't tell you the number of times my husband would come home and drag me from the burning barrel, take the whiskey bottle and give it back to Whiskey. I'm laughing so hard because how could I not think I was an addict? Oh my goodness. Once I stopped using, my life changed. Whiskey told me when I refused to come back around the barrel, he said, I don't know. It's probably too late for me, but whatever God is doing in your life, let God do it. This old man knew I was out of my element, right? And gave me his blessing. I said, you know, that's terrible when another addict is happy for you to get clean because they don't think they can do it. You know what? That's not what we're taught in Narcotics Anonymous. We're taught this is a we program and anybody can get this. It's simply written. And so what happens when we put the drugs down? Life begins to happen. things begin to open up to us. We start having choices, positive, healthy choices to make. We find out that we can get a job and keep it. You know how many of us have actually showed up every day for our job since we've been clean? How many of us have gotten bonuses just for attendance, perfect attendance that we attribute to just staying clean? The things that we're capable of doing when we stop using drugs is limitless. Give yourself a break today. Give yourself a break today. You deserve it. The horrors of addiction is not a joke. So when we get here, we apply the 12 steps to our lives and we begin the spiritual principles. We work the steps, but the spiritual principles that come as a result should be applicable to every area of our lives. God rest his soul, but Donald H. told me, he said, look, baby girl, if you could not apply this program, these spiritual principles, are you listening to me? Mighty Stream, are you listening? Yes, I'm listening, Donald. If you can't apply this to all of your affairs, you need to change your affairs, baby girl. That's what you need to do. He had a way of talking in no uncertain terms to me, and I understood. See, my mask that I had become didn't move him. He was not moved by that. He wasn't afraid of that. That's why I valued that friendship, because that was one person in recovery I could not scare. He couldn't scare me neither. But that was one person that was not moved by this mask that I wore and could speak the truth to me, and I could receive it because I wanted it. I wanted what he had, which was respect, dignity, entrepreneur, running all around the country, making tapes of speakers, staying in nice hotels, dressing nice, speaking nice, helping other people recover, employers that valued him. I wanted all of that. And I got it. Today, I got it. And I'm here to tell you that you can get it too. My name is Mighty Stream. I've enjoyed talking to you. I want for you to have a beautiful day on purpose. You know why? Because you deserve it. I'm absolutely planning on having a beautiful day, a 5-star day on purpose. Won't you join me in that? Now, I'll be talking to you tomorrow